You guys know how much I love talking about Tropical Smoothie Cafe. We have one right down the street and we go, 3 times a week. And Tropical Smoothie Cafe believes you deserve a little vacay every day, not just once a year. So you want to get on Tropic Time, you're going to get some of their new bright, refreshing smoothies, Tropic bowls, wraps, and flatbreads. It's so delicious for lunch. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie. Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It is Mugshot Monday. It is Meatloaf Monday. It is Malfeasance Monday. It is time to talk about felons for the last time for a little bit of time until we get Love After Lockup. We don't know when, Keisha. It's just going to be in July.
We're okay because we have inmates, roommates. So as long as we're talking jail, we're good.
As long as we're talking about jailbirds, we're good. Yeah, at the end of this episode, guys, we're going to talk about Inmate to Roommate, Season 2, Episode 2. Keisha's just going to give us a little update of what's happening over there. And then next week in this spot, we will be covering Inmate to Roommate, Episode 3. And we'll cover Inmate to Roommate until Love After Lockup comes back. Although, when will it be? We don't know. I asked, so we'll see what kind of answer I get.
I don't think they know yet.
Yeah, it's not always the most organized situation.
Yeah. But, we just sit here waiting because we love it so much.
We love it so much. And Inmate to Roommate is good. And we'll be chatting about that at the end. And let's jump in because this is the finale of Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode, I don't know, something.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's the finale. Too Good to Let Go is the name of this.
I think this can go across the board.
I think it could go with Joey saying about Michael. He's too good to let go.
Yep.
Yeah. And we'll start with Tennie and Rob, but it's interesting because we really didn't get very much with them, and it didn't show that they're going to be on Love After Lockup. So...
And, to be honest, despite the 500 cameras in the house, they were pretty much the most normal couple we've had throughout the franchise. Yeah.
And even when he got out, it looked like everything was like happy, normal. So if anybody knows any scoop on them, let us know because I don't know anything.
Everything looks picture perfect on their shared Instagram account. That's so annoying to me.
It's so annoying. I agree.
And it really frosts my cookies when people do it on Facebook because how the fuck am I supposed to know whose birthday it is?
First of all, I just blanket statement. If you've ever known me and you see me on Facebook, I'm never going to wish you happy birthday because I never do it. I always forget. And then when it's my birthday and like 400 people wish you happy birthday, I'm like, does that mean now I have to remember to do it? I never remember to do it. Never.
I always do.
You do?
And I always take note of who didn't wish me happy birthday.
Oh, shit.
I don't care if 5,000 people wish me happy birthday. I'm going to notice who didn't.
Really? You're like Mary Cosby that way.
I am that level of petty.
Yeah.
I'm like, that bitch wished me a happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. When we're done with this, don't forget, I want to have you on to talk about New Jersey on the Bravo episode I do on Thursdays. We got to find a Thursday that'll work for you. Because I know you like to talk about Jersey.
Jersey, thank God for Rachel Fuda right now.
I love Rachel Fuda. She's bringing it. Loving her.
Yeah, she kept her foot on Teresa's neck this past episode. Well, now it'll be last week's episode because we'll get a new episode. Well, today when we record. So
yes, we'll see what happens. Yeah. So I got to have you on to talk about that. Hopefully, it'll be a good episode when we cover it, and it won't be boring.
I hope so.
Okay, let us talk about this. So, Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode something, and it's Too Good to Let Go, the finale. We start with Tennie and Rob, and like where we saw, they drive up, she jumps out of the car, Nehemiah follows her, they run up and hug him, and I really liked that he was really hugging Nehemiah a lot. It was very cute.
He redeemed himself a lot. You know, I was not about all that prison. I'm a lion. I'm a king. You know, all of that roar this, roar that. I couldn't take it. I'm like, please stop it, Simba. But when he opened the car door for Nehemiah, and just the way that it seemed really genuine, I think he was more happy to see Nehemiah than he was Tennie. Like that was his son.
How cute was it that Nehemiah was in the same outfit? They were in matching gray sweats. Cute.
It was really cute. This was cute. A good moment.
It was. It was. And we don't say that very often on the show.
No.
But Tennie and Rob, they kind of, make out quite a bit. And Nehemiah's like, okay, ew. And Rob says, to be free after 16 years is great. I'm just speechless. I get to be a real man out in the world where I failed once, meaning like he failed once in the world. And he goes, I'm ready to be an asset to society instead of a problem. And she's like, it's just hard to describe how it feels. Like, it was great. Like, I got to kiss him. Nobody told us to stop. And then they're in the car and she says, you're a free man now. Well, semi-free because we're married. And then he asks, ball and chain, it's a thing.
Right.
And then they pull off so he can walk around for some fresh air. And he was like, I'm just able to happy that I can talk to these kids, not on cameras, but
yeah.
Okay. And have real hugs with everybody. And Nehemiah jumps on his back and it's just sweet. It's just sweet.
It really was. And it felt genuine.
Mm-hmm. It did.
But I'm going to keep watching that Instagram page.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to see what's up.
And Nehemiah says, yeah, okay. Now Nehemiah's 10. And Nehemiah goes, yeah, I've been in the man of the house for 10 or 11 years now.
Yeah.
I was like,
holding it down.
I just hold it down since you were just birthed. Just right out.
He has been holding it down. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So cute. He's so cute. And he says, but I'm still going to be the man of the house, but there's another contester. That's what he said.
So cute.
She
has great kids.
She does have great kids. And so it makes you think all right, maybe this is as good as it seems, Rob says, we were all meant to be together, and I've dreamt of physical touch with my wife. I've dreamt of wrestling with my son and doing a daddy-daughter dance with my daughter, and it can only go up from here. And then that's it. That's all we see of them until the end.
Yeah.
That's it. There's a lot of buildup. All right, let's go on to Ayonna and Jahmal. Now, I started following Ayonna on the Instagram because somebody posted her page. So I was like, all right, I gotta see. And I think it's thin, thick or something is her thing. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot of ass shots. A lot of ass shots.
I mean, she has a great ass.
She does. Ass. I might do some ass shots. No, I wouldn't. Who am I kidding? So she's leaving the jail.
Do it.
Nobody wants to see this flat ass. Nobody. So
I would pay an OnlyFans fee just to see you post a picture of your ass.
My flat old lady ass. Yeah, I don't think there's a market for it.
I bet there is. There's a market for everything.
Well, that's a good point. So Ayonna is leaving the jail. She's got her stuff in a paper bag. So she didn't have much stuff, so she could fit it all in a paper bag. She's happy to have her phone. She hadn't had her phone in 15 days. And she was like, look, the 15 days were bad. I mean, they weren't that bad, but it was bad. Man, my grandma's coming to get me. And she's like, I'm so happy. Ooh, my man sent me a message. My man. And
that's the first person she talks about. Soon as she gets out of jail.
Yeah.
Is her man. Like,
God, I wish my kids were here waiting for me.
Exactly.
It's my man. Oh, my man. He knows how to make me happy. He sent me a message. So she realizes, how much she loves him. She misses him so much. Her boopy, her baby, her man. So she calls grandma and says, Grandma, where are you? And she goes, listen, I have to get off work and then I'm going to go pick up Amira and then I'll be there. Ayana's like, I'm going to need to get a ride. Like, I'm just standing outside the jail. So she gets picked up by Uber. It wasn't explained right away that it was Uber. I was like, did she get picked up by a stranger?
Yeah, that's what I initially thought. I'm like, girl, just wait at the jail. Please do not just jump in this truck with this man. And then it's like, okay, he's an Uber driver. Okay, thank God.
She
You never know with her. You never know with her.
She could have been like thumbing it.
Mm-hmm.
So the Uber guy takes her to meet Grandma Gina at the probation office. And she's like, oh, my God, I can't wait to see the kids. Well, I mean, she's been out like 2 hours. And now she's like, oh, yeah, I have children. Can't wait to see my kids.
Yeah.
But then the star of the show, Amira, comes down. She is so cute and fat and happy, waddling down the sidewalk.
Now, you know I have an Amira voice for this, right?
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. Ayonna. Is that... Hey, wait. You smell like jail, girl. Where you been? You been in jail, girl? Okay, but go ahead and give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. You like my hair? You like my hair? I don't have as many barrettes as you be putting in my hair, but I got about 20 of them. You like it? It's cute. I even got a headband on. There's something new. There's something new. Girl, let's go eat. That's my Ayonna.
It's Amira. Amira.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amira. Yes. She was just really happy to see her mom.
She was, and she was so cute and so happy. And Ayonna's like, you know, my kids are first and foremost. My kids are first and foremost the reason I will not go back to jail. And I know that I have to do better, and I have to just be better all around. Well, she needs to keep up with those anger management classes and that therapy. And I think that's the only thing that's going to help her. I really do.
I wish that part of her probation was that she had to continue with therapy.
I hope it is, because I know when we saw her at the beginning of this season that was like, have you been doing those anger management classes? So obviously it's part of some kind of a treatment she's got to do. So Ayonna calls Darian and says like she'll see him after school, and then Grandma.
He had no time for her at all.
He's like, I'm at school. Can you just?
He's like, you'll see what I have on when I get home. Girl, Nanny is calling me. My real mom, I ain't got time for you. Talk to me. Bye.
My nanny Keisha is calling.
Right.
So, Grandma, Ayonna, and Amira go to eat, and Ayonna's talking about how disgusting the food was in prison. She's like, it had no flavor. The chicken wasn't chicken. It was gross.
Found it bad.
And Gina says, well, I hope you learned your lesson. You know, and Gina says something very smart. She goes, it's easy to get in trouble and hard to get out of it.
It's just like gaining weight. It's so easy to put the weight on, but it is so hard to get it off.
That is a great point. That's a great point. And so Ayonna goes into the bathroom to change. She's got to get those jail clothes off. So then she gets on a call with Jahmal. So she's left Amira at the table with Grandma. And she calls Jahmal. And he goes, listen, it's over. Like, you've done it now. And, you know, God, it's so hard not to be able to talk to you. And she goes, listen, when you get home, we're not going to be boyfriend, girlfriend. We have to be husband and wife. And he says, facts. Oh, so now he agrees. Those 15 days really did a number on him. Yeah.
He still needs her to put money on his book. So, of course, he's going to say facts.
That's an excellent point. Excellent point.
Yes. Yeah, he's smart.
She's like, don't be saying that 2-year thing again, because I'll cut your allowance way down. Yes. So in the talking head, he says, listen, I know I want to get married. I know I want to marry her, but the timing is off. We don't have to get married right away just to prove something to other people. So he's still on that. So,
and I agree.
I agree with him. So
Gina, and I think she's pushing it because she wants to prove to all the baby mamas.
Yeah. That she's the one.
Especially the last one, that she is, I won, he's mine. Look what I did. Bling, bling, bitches. Bitches is hating. That is what she's trying to do. That was a Nene Leakes kind of quote right there. That bitches be hating.
And what a prize he is, too.
Yeah.
So to her talking head, no, sorry. We already did that. So Gina, Grandma, asked her, did your jail time affect your relationship? I roll. And she goes, yeah, Grandma, like it made it stronger because now I see what he's going through in there. Like I can really understand. And Gina goes, okay, I hope it works out. I'm hoping for the best for you, girl. Like, oh my
I love that Gina had to tell her how bad she looked like 7 times.
Yeah. And she
did
look unclean.
She looked different.
She didn't look
different.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this sounds like my household. Because we're so glad to see you. But, oh, you gained weight. Oh, girl, your hair looks bad. Girl, that's how we are here in the house. It's like, that shit sounds real familiar. Like, we're glad to see you, but you look rough. Yeah.
Mom would be like, you look good. You think you could just run a brush through your hair? Just run a brush through your hair. Or just like a little something on your lips. Just like a little lipstick. Like,
y'all are so kind.
I'm trying. I'm out here trying.
It's rough over here. It's rough.
All right, I'm trying my best. So Ayonna says, she is so ready for my man, for Jahmal to come home so they can start building their empire.
Off her ass. Because that's the only way they're making money for right now. Is her ass.
I don't know what his skills are other than selling drugs, so I'm hoping he will put his talents into a honorable profession. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, now let's go to Joey and Michael. Now, what did you think that was going to? What did you honestly think was going to happen at this visit?
I had high hopes because Joey had us so pumped up that he's like, "This is not what I want. This is not good for me.
Yes,
this is not good for my sobriety. This is not what I want for the future." Yep. I finally see clearly now. The rain is gone. Yes. I'm going to break up with this mustache fool.
Yeah. And
he did what they always do to us. Mm-hmm. He totally failed us completely.
He failed us. He did. I listen, like we said last week, like Joey is a good-looking 46-year-old man. He's a real estate brokerage coordinator. He's got a decent job. He's got a wonderful family. He's a sober person. He can find a sober man to date in Boise, Idaho that wants to be monogamous with him, that isn't trying to be like a freak in the sheets, and they could just live like a happy, normal life. I don't know why he's got to go for this guy.
He's stigmatized.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's just straight. You can see it in his eyes. He just is.
Yeah, I just feel like he's got so much to offer. He could just find somebody so much better.
Yes. He doesn't want better.
Oh, that's a great point.
He hasn't even tried.
You're right. You're right. So Joey is driving to go see Michael in prison. It's obviously the butt crack of dawn because it's dark. And he says, I haven't seen him and touched him and looked at his eyes since this whole thing started, meaning like they've just been boyfriends on the phone, but he dated him previously. So since they've decided to be, boyfriends, he hasn't been to see him, I guess, because of that whole, like, they had to fake the picture and all that.
Right.
So he says, I really need to make sure that Michael is going to stay sober and want to change. And if not, I may have to end it today. And of course, everybody's like, yay, do it. Yep. So, and he says, if it doesn't work out, I'll be devastated. So next scene, the cameras aren't allowed in. So he comes outside the prison and shows a photo that they took inside, which is just like them up against the wall. They always look like that. And he says, I am giddy. He said, it was so great to touch him and be with him. Michael is such a goofball, and that's what I love about him. And I believe Michael is ready to change. And that's what I needed to know. I'm super excited, and I hope we live happily ever after.
It's not going to happen.
Excuse me, I had to cough.
He still hasn't even told him the truth about him possibly being in there for 6 more years. So, I know. Still living a total lie. Mm-hmm. You just cannot trust a man with a mustache.
I hate a mustache. I really do.
I just think porn stash.
I do too.
It's just something. And then the fact that he's in prison on top of that, you really cannot trust him.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah. So Michael says he loved seeing Joey. And Joey was really shy and like he wouldn't really let me kiss him when I tried. And he says, yeah, I absolutely plan to stay sober when I get out. But, it's hard to say. This is my 5th or 6th time in here. I don't know. And it's never worked before. But the idea is it's one day at a time. It's not like I'm going to be sober for the rest of my life. You're like, I'm going to be sober today. And I hope I'll be sober tomorrow. So at least he's got that attitude of like, no, I'm definitely going to do it. At least he's got that addict mindset of like, I can't just say it. I have to prove myself every single day,
But he has no plan either.
No. He's not working a program or anything that we know
exactly. Like he needs to be, he can start that in prison.
Yes.
Can he not?
Yes, he can. Yes. He says, he says he's head over heels in love with Joey. He really is. But he does worry in the future about being monogamous because he's never really done that. But he is looking forward to Joey being his future. That just means the minute he gets out, he's just right on Grindr. I mean,
he's gonna be okay for, I give it a week and a half.
Oh, I wouldn't
and
give
that's
it that
pushing
long.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being very, very kind when I say,
yeah, I wouldn't give it a week and a half. Yeah.
You don't think a week and a half?
Mm-mm. No, like 2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days?
Yeah, he's like, gosh, I'm never going to be able to think of this guy's name. But the girl that had the Sprite hair, the green
Dalton.
hair.
No.
Nope. That girl was Oreo cookie hair. I'm talking about the girl
Okay.
with the green hair, with the green and yellow hair that sold the eyelashes in the vending machines.
Oh, Big Diva.
Okay, Big Diva. Whatever.
I can't remember her name.
And then his name, whatever his name was, and he was only out like 12 hours and then he left her.
Do you know she is dating another prisoner? Renika.
We can't remember his name. He died. Rest in peace.
She is dating another prisoner.
Well, that sounds about right.
And she swore, I will never date another man in prison.
She was entertaining, that's for sure.
She's entertaining on Instagram.
Oh,
I wish she would sign up for another season since she's dating another prisoner.
Maybe she is. Maybe she is.
Maybe
she is. And I didn't mind her rapping either. I thought it was all right.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
she's not going on tour with like Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B, but it wasn't bad.
No.
Yeah.
No. All right, let's go on to Rick and Samantha. Well, this took a turn. And last week you were kind of down on Samantha, but now I'm down on Rick.
They're both crazy as fuck.
I mean, this was, what did we say, Samantha's 5th marriage and was his 4th.
4th, yes.
Yeah. So Rick goes to lunch with his niece, Veronica. Remember, she's a corrections officer.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, so I see you're not wearing your ring. He goes, no. And she goes, it's only been like 6 weeks. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, listen, I don't know what's going on, but I don't want it to all boil down to finances. But if she's not able to work, I mean, I really can't take care of 2 people. Her whole thing is like, it's our money, but she's not contributing. And this is money like I've worked for my whole life and I can only support myself. And Veronica goes, I told you not to send her money for commissary because now she thinks you're rich.
And that's exactly, she did tell him that and he didn't listen. But here's where I was confused. He said she's not able to work. That's not true. She's unwilling to work.
She's currently working right now at like a thrift store with the halfway house. Yes.
Yeah. She just doesn't work when she gets out. She wants to write her book and start her jewelry line.
Right. And that's not going to be bringing in any income. No,
that's going to be taking out. Like, you got to spend money to start a business.
Yes.
So I'm with him on that.
I'm with him on that, but I don't know. There's got to be another way to fix this. I mean, it could just be like, I'm not going to be able to give you any money to do these businesses. So let's make a deal. Like you get a job and I work. And I mean, I feel there's a way to work this out. I think he just decided. I think he's just impulsive. And decided, I'll just go and marry her. Yeah.
I think so too. And I think she's also stubborn and she doesn't want to work. She thought she hit it big with him because he was sending her money.
Yeah.
And she's just like, okay, I got this rich guy and I'm not going to work. But he's constantly telling her, bitch, I ain't got no money. So she knows this. But she keeps like, I don't know if she thinks he's lying or whatever. But you're coming home he's got a house. I'm sure he'll help you get a car. Why can't she come home and get a job?
I don't know.
A part-time job.
Just a part-time job. Just something. Got to bring some money in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so Veronica says, they jumped into it. Now, he has regrets. I told him not to do it. And Rick goes, I mean, it was really fun to rekindle with her. But, and back then I was a player. And Veronica goes, back then you still are. So did you think you were tired of dating and ready to settle down? And he says, yeah, I thought I was. And she goes, okay. And he goes, but now I think I might go see a lawyer. And she's just like, oh my God. So Samantha, we see her from prison and she goes, something is off and it's not me. I don't know. Maybe he's committing adultery. So she wants to say that. So because of the divorce,
I mean, I don't think she's too far off, but I think she is a huge part of the problem too.
I just don't see her being, I see the only part of her being the problem is her somehow giving them the impression that she is literally not going to work at all. Or maybe that's what her plan is. And the problem is he's like, okay, well, that's not going to work for our finances.
Right.
That's the problem. That's the problem. 100%. That's the problem. And why can't she just at the very least be like, all right, let's wait till I get out. Will you give me like 4 months to get on my feet, find a job, and then we'll figure it out. But no, he's like, mm-mm. So Rick says, yeah, I don't think this is going to end up the way I wanted it to or the way we wanted it to. So then he goes to meet an attorney. Her name is Angela. And he wants to talk about dissolving his marriage. He says Samantha is in prison and she's due out in a month or 2 months. And, there were red flags I chose to ignore. And he goes, I just love being in love, but I need dual income. And I don't want to jeopardize the money that I do have. So Angela says, listen, you got yourself in a pickle, but she can't fight you. She can't fight you much from prison. Yeah. So I was like, Angela, that's not nice.
I mean, but she's right. I mean, get it done now where there's nothing she can do about it. I mean, it's been 6 weeks. Can't you just get it annulled?
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what he's going to do. And
but
she's
they're still married as of right now.
Oh, they are?
I saw it on Sarcasm. Yeah, they're still legally married. Ooh. I mean, but the paperwork, everything's processing, but they're still.
Oh, okay. Well, at least it's processing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she goes, if you wait till she gets out, you're going to spend $10,000 or more on attorney's fees fighting it. So go ahead and fight it now, not 3 years from now, 10 years from now.
Right.
And he goes, yeah. Now, Samantha just happens to call him on FaceTime.
Of course.
And Angela goes, well, let me just step out of the room. And she says, Rick, you need to let me know if you have any intention of trying to work this out. Are you done? What's the deal? I mean, are you dead set on being done? And he goes, I don't know. And then she goes, okay, bye. Have a good time with Sandy. He hangs up and goes, okay, maybe I will have a good time with Sandy.
I think he's been having a good time with Sandy this whole time.
And that other girl with the brown hair.
Yeah.
They did it in the parking lot.
He likes a good time girl. Then he can go home and play, pickleball with his friend and ride his bike and do whatever he wants to do.
I think
that's what he needs.
I think it's very strange that he's 58 years old and still just like living this everybody from high school thinks I'm hot dream.
That's really, really fucking weird. And the fact that there's women who still think he's so hot from high school.
Knowing he's been married 4 times, is, in recovery, has made a complete mess of his life and lives on a very fixed income. I mean, he is not a catch. Not a catch.
At all. And he's not even like...
He's cute. He's cute. He's not super cute, but he's cute.
Okay, let me see. If I wanted to date a 58-year-old guy, is he cute?
All right, think about this. If you had a friend like my age or a little older that wanted to date a 50, would he be cute for me? Would he be cute for somebody older? You can't think about yourself. You're too young.
Okay. I just, I don't like his haircut. I don't like his haircut at all. Yeah.
It is a little bit of a swoop.
I don't like that. Like, he could do a lot better. But I don't like the fact that he's cheap. I don't think he's as broke as he says that he is. I think he's cheap.
Oh, okay. Interesting theory.
I really think he's cheap.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, in her talking head, Samantha goes, he sought me out. He found me. And when we met, he laid it on thick. He laid it on so thick. And I fell deep in love with him. And to try to end it before we can even be together makes no sense. And I agree with her.
She's got a point. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And she says,
it's like, let me come home and see how we are and how we mesh. Let's talk. Let's have sex. Let's do something. Yeah, I agree.
Everything could be great. It could be like, oh my gosh, she's a great cook and she likes to play pickleball. This actually is perfect. Yeah. So she says she heard Sandy was throwing herself on him at the reunion, and I think he's been cheating, and maybe he's been trying to sabotage this whole time because he wants to be with Sandy.
Okay, now how did she hear that?
She heard that from her producer.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go again, reminding me that all this shit's fake. There you go again, Mary Payne.
A producer told her for sure. So Angela, the lawyer, comes back in the room, and he says, this is really hard because I do care about Samantha and I do care about what will happen to her. And she goes, yeah, but in this situation, like, you need to worry about yourself first. Also, I'd like to collect my lawyer's fees. So in his talking head, Rick says, I don't want to say it was a mistake because I do love her, but sometimes love is not enough. You also got to have 2 incomes. And Samantha says she is not giving up. It was meant to be.
I mean, I don't blame her because I want a place to live when I get out. He's trying to fuck up her place to live.
I know, but her whole family is there in Idaho or wherever she is in prison. So hopefully she's got a good support. She said her grandkids are there, so hopefully she's got a good support system.
I hope.
Hopefully they're supportive of grandma.
I guess we won't see because they won't be on the next season. So
nope. Okay, let's move on to Shonta and True. This was kind of a nothing burger as well.
What? I think it was a lot of burger.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, well, all right, let's go through it then. Most importantly, what we found out is they're going to be on Love After Lockup. So that was interesting. So she goes to see her friend whose name is Janiyah. And Shonta's like, oh my gosh, I'm so mentally drained. She goes, I normally keep at least $4,000 in my savings. And her friend goes, yeah, you're really good about that. And she goes, right now, there's not even $1,000 in savings. I got a car note. I got insurance. I'm paying these 2 mortgages, which Keisha researched and said this might just be rent.
She's lying.
She says, I've got phone bills for me and all my kids. And now I'm getting all this stuff ready for True. Like, he likes nice stuff. And I'm going to have to support him until he can get a job. It's a lot of financial burden. And she says to her, and because of where I work, I got demoted and now I'm not going to get bonuses and I'm only making 26, which I guess is 26 an hour. I don't think it'd be 26,000. Did you think 26,000?
I thought 26,000. But what I really was concerned about is that you knew there was a code of conduct, or was it a code of honor or whatever? Why did you go to work telling bitches you are dating a man in prison?
And putting it on television?
Yes. Why are you letting this man fuck up your money? Like, you have to take care of your kids and your 2 grandkids. I don't understand. But she lies so much. Yeah. As we have discovered, she lies a lot. Yeah. So, I feel bad about the situation that we learned about last week. I mean, that's heartbreaking.
You're very.
But that aside, I cannot feel sorry for her any longer.
Well, she says...
with the exception of that, yes, 100% I feel sorry for her. But everything surrounding True,
Yeah, people said they thought she worked at Popeyes.
No, it was Whataburger. I know the Whataburger stripes.
Well, you thought Whataburger, but other people thought Popeyes.
Yeah, I went back and looked. It was Whataburger.
Okay. Well, they have a strict code of conduct at the Whataburger Corporation. She says she wasn't following the code of conduct for her company by dating a felon, and this is not what the company wants her to portray, so she got demoted. So it's interesting. I wonder, like, if you're in a management position, you have to follow this code of conduct. And if you can't do it, then you're going to... So they didn't fire her. They just demoted her to, like, regular worker.
But they demoted her so badly, it's basically like firing her because how is she going to support herself?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's basically saying we want you gone.
I want to tell you guys about the Row Body Program. Row provides access to the most popular weight loss shots on the market. The Row Body Program pairs a weekly shot with healthy lifestyle changes so you can lose 15 to 20% of your weight in a year on average and actually keep it off. You guys, I have done weight loss shots and I did lose about 30 pounds in 6 months or maybe a little less. And I did make lifestyle changes. I cut out alcohol by about 80%. I was trying to eat clean and I started walking the dogs twice a day. And with just those changes and the shots, I really have gotten back to a weight that is good for me. Over 200,000 people have already chosen Row to help them lose weight. The Row Body Program members have support throughout the process. This means their partner is going to handle the insurance paperwork to help get the medication covered. And if you're eligible for medication, patients will have access to the provider on demand for any questions. And you do have questions about these things, and it's really nice that they have somebody there that can help you anytime you need it. You can sign up online from the comfort of your own home. This means no scheduling a doctor's appointment, no commute to the doctor's office, and no waiting rooms. Average weight loss is 15 to 20% in 1 year with healthy lifestyle changes. BMI and other eligibility criteria will apply. Go to row.co/pinkshade. Sign up today and you'll pay just $99 for your first month and $145 a month after that. Medication costs are separate. So you're going to go to ro.co/pinkshade. So her friend says, so much about him and everything with True impacts you negatively. And she goes, yeah, I know. I'm looking for another job. And she says, before I met True, I had $50,000 saved up. But because of all the stuff I've had to buy him, like the clothes and stuff when he gets out, and, he really like the shoes, $250, the shirt he wants $100. And Janiyah says, well, he sounds materialistic, like a selfish teenager, and there's going to be so much stuff he wants when he gets out. When he gets out, he's going to be like, whoa, I didn't know this was a thing or this was a thing. And she was like, yeah, he gets out in 4 days.
And I don't think she had $50,000 because she started off with saying, girl, I always have $4,000. Now we went all the way up to I have $50,000. Then you got little True Lie who's shopping like a kid who's getting ready for like the first day of school. Mama, I need this. Mama, I need this. Mama, these are new Jordans. All the kids at school are going to have these Jordans. So it is just a hot mess going on over there.
Yeah.
And then she's got kids.
Yeah.
That she's a single mom. And she's just, I don't know.
And she says, I haven't told him yet about, the demotion from my job. And I wonder if my money runs out, does the love run out? And maybe this relationship is a mistake. Smartest thing she ever said.
And I have a question. Where did those eyebrows come from?
I don't know. Did she have new eyebrows? I didn't notice. I'm so busy trying not to stare at her teeth, Yeah.
Oh, I forgot all about her teeth. No, like in the talking head, sometimes they're on, sometimes they're not. But when they're on, it looked like a 2-year-old got a hold of a Sharpie while she was asleep and drew eyebrows on her. They were really, really bad. I was like, what? Huh? What?
Oh, I did not notice her eyebrows.
Yeah, I could have not noticed them at all. You have teeth. I have brows.
Okay, that's right. Them. Yes. Yeah. I'm very into teeth. I have to tell you that on the episode of MILF Manor that comes out on Sunday, there's a new MILF that enters the manor, and Lynette, my girl that I love, that I'm interviewing this week, Lynette leans into the other girl and goes about the new girl, goes, she's got fucked up teeth. And I was like, I knew I loved Lynette. I loved Lynette talking about that girl's fucked up teeth.
I think everyone has a thing that they focus on when they see people. Mm-hmm. I think some people are like, look at eyes. They notice eyes. You know what I mean? They notice the color. They notice if it's wonky. Everyone has a thing that they notice about people first. That they
a lot of people notice toes. A lot of people notice, like, they zoom in on red carpet pictures to, like, look at people's toes and their shoes and stuff,
And I'm always like, how the fuck did you even see that? Like, I just see the shoes. I never noticed the toes, but you're right. And some celebrities have very bad toes.
They do. And their feet are just all the way jammed in those shoes.
Just hanging out. Yeah. I'm like, wow.
Like little talons. Yeah. I got some shoes from Amazon that somebody recommended that are like supposed to look like Hermes shoes or whatever. Put them on. I was like, all right, they're all right. But the way that they cut across the toe make my toes look like like super long. And I was like, what is up with these shoes? So let me tell you what, I went to Amazon to do like, these are not going to do, hit return. And they wrote me back and said, we're going to, refund your $28, but you just keep the shoes. It happens every so
Amazon before too. Yeah.
That's happened to a few with Amazon. You're like, okay,
yeah.
maybe they are pretty cute since they're free.
Yeah. It's happened to me a couple of times and I'm always surprised each time that it happens. I'm like, alrighty then, I'll keep the shit.
It's not worth it. Right. It's not worth it for them to send you the
I guess
label.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Let's end with poor, sad Andrew and Candice. Wow. All right.
Today drained me.
This was something.
Drained. This was just too, like, I felt like I needed like half a therapy session. Yeah. After watching this
on Andrew's behalf.
On Andrew's behalf. This was just a little bit too much. Like,
yeah.
Oh man.
It is. And you almost wonder, he seems so delusional and sad sack that you think, is this fake? Did they tell him just to act like this and they'll give him a bonus or something? Like, surely he can't be this dumb.
Well, according to the TikTok that Candice just put out.
Oh, okay. Tell me.
She's getting bashed all over the interwebs. Like she's the most hated person on this franchise. And here's the thing. She's up there. But I think it's the fact that this guy was so nice and so giving to her is what people really hate about her the most. So if you go on the Libra Lounge with Keisha's Instagram story, you can see it. It's posted up there.
Okay.
She's like, basically says, I don't know why y'all feel sorry for him. This is what he does. He likes this. He's already talking to another scumbag of a woman who's in prison or just got out of prison. And she's bragging all over the interwebs that she's spending all of the WeTV money, $2,000 at a time. Like she goes, he likes this kind of attention. This is just what he does. And I'm like,
okay, I still don't think that it was right what she did.
So exactly my point. And like she's going all over, oh, thank you, haters. I got all these haters. I'm like, bitch, no, we really kind of hate you. No, there's nothing to be jealous of. Like, no, we have Louis Vuitton bags and we did not have to scam someone while we were in prison to get them. No. You are a piece of shit. Big time.
Yeah. Okay. So does she has a TikTok or she has an Instagram?
I found her on TikTok.
Okay.
I'll have to send it to you.
Okay. Yeah. I would be interested to see what she's got to say. Okay. Well, you know what? This was gross. Okay. So she's getting a glow up. She's getting her hair blown out. She's getting her makeup done. And I got to say, she looks a lot
better.
She looks good. She looks good.
She looked better.
She looked better. And she said, oh my gosh, getting my hair done and everything. I feel better. It's great. And, the ladies at the salon were like, oh, it's already paid for. And then of course she was like, did he give you a good tip? I was like, well, why don't you pull out your wallet and give a tip?
Bitch, you don't have anything to tip with at all. Rude. This girl is so punchable.
She really is.
And just as a disclaimer, I do not promote violence. No. But if I had to punch a hoe, she may be a hoe that I punch. That's all I'm saying. Not promoting violence at all. So don't at me. Don't at Mary Payne. Just
nobody's going to punch anybody. So
no.
In the talking head, she goes, yeah, I mean, he paid for the appointment 2 months ago. So of course I went. Here's the thing. It's hard to be in a relationship with Andrew because he's needy. And I mean, I don't have time to cater to a needy person. And here's the plan. He's going back to Jersey. I'll stay in Vegas with the truck in the apartment. And as long as it doesn't bother him, then I'm good with it. Oh, you're good with it? You're good with it. I imagine you are good with it. As long as it doesn't bother him, I'm good with it.
And he did exactly what I said he was going to do. He was going to let her stay in the apartment and he was going to let her keep that damn truck. Because he is so love dumb.
Yep.
He's like Teresa Giudice in a love bubble. And he just...
Yeah. He just can't even see it.
Get it. No.
And the difference between these two and Chaz and Bronwyn, which was a comparison a lot of people are making, is that Chaz was just like tongue out, trying to lick her all the time and just like she had so much anxiety about having to like try to sleep with him.
Right.
And he was really pressuring her for that. Whereas
Yes.
Andrew was just like, I'll just sleep on the couch and be happy to look at your
Yeah.
pretty face. He wasn't doing any of that.
No. And some people have also compared her to Destiny of Sean and Destiny.
Totally. Yes. Good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
But yeah, he's just so nice. And he went along with anything that she said. He was cool with it, you know? And she just...
So she's outside the salon and she calls her parole officer and tells her that, I've been doing well care, but I do have an apartment I can go to and there's no other felons there, just me and my fiance, and he's available to answer any questions and he's very stable. And the PO says, okay, well, we'll get in touch with him. We'll have some questions for him and that'll be fine as long as we get in touch with him. So she sends Andrew a text and says, you need to call my PO. Now, what I noticed in this scene, which I'm sure nobody else noticed, but I had paused it to write some notes. And when I looked up, her pupils were the size of like a pinpoint. You could not see them. Oh. So I looked it up and there are only a few things that cause that. It is anxiety, like a fight or flight, like you're scared. Super continual bright light, which she was outside, but she wasn't like staring into the sun. A medical condition where your pupils always stay that small, or prescription opioids and or blood pressure medications. Okay, so she's not scared. I don't think her anxiety was, no. She is very happy with the situations that she's in right now. Mm-hmm. What was the other one? Bright light or underlying medical condition, blood pressure, or opioids. Okay, she's in Vegas. It's bright, but she was underneath like she was covered where she was at. She was standing underneath something covered. I don't know. Maybe the bitch has high blood pressure from all keeping up with all her lies. Maybe that's something. She didn't appear to be on drugs. But I could not get over it. I was staring at the screen like, oh my God, you could only see like the green. Like you could not even see the little black dot in the middle. It was wild. It was wild. Because I was looking at her eyes. I was like, what is it? Oh, you can't even see her pupils. So she wants to know, can I stay at the apartment without conditions? Can I stay there? And then she says, and I don't know if I'll see you before you leave, but like, we'll be in contact. So just go ahead and leave the key to the apartment in the truck since I have a key to the truck. So she's just like, what are you doing? She's not even going to go by the apartment and say goodbye before I leave. What are you doing? Are you on a job interview? Are you at DPS getting your driver's license? What are you doing? And then she had the audacity to send him a picture of her new blowout and her makeup. Mm-hmm. She is trash. She is gutter raccoon trash. That is what she is. I do not like her. There is nothing anyone can tell me to make me like her. Like, I don't like the fact that he's all needy because I have a needy man. And I know a needy man can get on one's nerves. But you have to figure out a way to deal with it. And a way to deal with it is not the stuff that she does. I just tell mine to get the hell up out of my face. Which he's about to do that anyway because he's going to Jersey. But not to even go by and say goodbye to this man. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? She could have bought herself a few more months in that apartment if she just would have swung by and gave him a little kiss on the cheek. She could have got a whole new Louis Vuitton from what's the place you call The Real Deal? She could have got the matching. The Real. She could have got a matching wallet. She could have got a matching little keychain thing to go with it. Mm-hmm. She disgusts me. Yeah, she really does. She's not nice. So she says, just leave the key to the apartment in the truck, and then he says, "Are you still wearing the ring? Because I'd really like to see you before I leave." And she says, yes, she's wearing the ring. And then she says, listen, I just want to wait until all of our emotions die down and let me see how I feel in a couple of weeks. What emotions? What emotions? What are you emotional about? You just got a blowout and got your makeup done professionally. What are you talking about? For who to see? That's exactly what I'm wondering. Like, who's going to see you? Because clearly you don't you want me to see because you sent me a picture of it. But who's going to see your face and your hair? Yeah. Like, really? And if he were a better man, he would have said, well, let me get in the truck.
come to where you are and I'll give you the key to the apartment. Where are you at?
Yeah, I'd love to say goodbye in person. And then he says, I'll stand by you always. And she goes, okay, love you, bye. So in her talking head, he says,
Oh my God.
she still loves me, but we're just going to take a couple of weeks and then we'll try again. And the talking head, she goes, if I would have met him in person, maybe it would have been different. But, he was just flourishing me with things like, that's not the correct word. He was just flourishing me with things like the apartment and the truck and the Louis Vuitton handbag. I mean, it's just too good to let go. So does she mean if she would have met him in person, she would have not liked him? Or I didn't understand that. If I would have met him in person, maybe it would have been different. Like
she was talking out of her ass. I don't even think she knows what she was talking about.
I would now like to do a dramatic reading of the letter that he left for her.
Girl, I cannot wait for this. Ooh, action.
Candice, my love, I love you more than you will ever know, and I know we will work through this and come back even stronger. You are so strong, and I know that you will do everything you can to do what's right. I love you. Love, Andrew. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. He literally, at the end, he throws in, I'll know you do what you can to make it right. No, she's not.
No, she's not at all.
No.
Not right by you, at least.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So then we see him in a talking head. And he says, the situation we are in is that we're on a break. I'm going back to New Jersey, but I'm leaving her the truck and the apartment. It's the right thing to do. We're still committed to each other and making it work, but it's just not the right time. She's so overwhelmed. This time getting out of prison is different for her. I love her so deeply, and if this is what she needs, I'll do it because I know we'll be together forever. We're just that connected.
I'm trying to figure out what connection he felt those 2 days he was with her in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only connection I saw that they had was when they were eating those chicken strips from Cane's. That was it.
Right.
And other than that, there was no connection.
When she saw the truck, she was real happy about that truck.
Her and the truck had a real strong connection. She and Andrew do not.
It says 3 months later. So we see Candice in the car and she's telling someone, everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. We lived together, we got married, and I love you, and you love me, and we're paroled. But then we don't see who the person is, and they give us a commercial break. So then we see is some dude who says, yeah, I love you, baby. And she's like, oh, you're so sweet. She tells us she met Ismael 5 to 6 years ago. They were together for a few months, and then he went to prison, and then she went to prison. Tale as old as time. And the first day she got out, she messaged him. The first day she got out, so now they're showing her in the car with Andrew. And once she realized there was a chance for them, all her other plans went out the window. The guy that you just said you would marry went out the window? Yeah.
While she was being so triggered by everything Andrew did. She was so triggered. She thought she was going to start back using because of all the things that Andrew was doing that were triggering to her.
Because he was so nice, it was triggering.
Yeah. So let me tell you about Ismael.
Okay, please do.
All right. So he's 30 years old. Uh-huh. He's done 3 stints in prison over the course of the last 8 years. Mm-hmm. Attempted possession of stolen vehicle, felony burglary. I can't say the damn word.
Burglary.
I just couldn't say it right.
Okay,
I had a total brain fart there. Okay. Possession of a firearm twice. And in 2016, he was nearly beaten to death. Well, actually stabbed to death by 3 men and 1 woman. They stabbed him multiple times in the chest, back, and arms. Then they slashed his neck. He had to play dead. And then they set the house on fire. All over $300 worth of drugs and an unpaid towing bill. Luckily for him, a good Samaritan saw smoke coming from the house, threw a rock through the window and was calling to see if anyone was in there. They found him because they did all these things to him, and plus they had him tied up. So she and a couple of other guys dragged his body out of the house and got him help. So he's a real winner.
Candice saved him?
No. A good Samaritan.
The good Samaritan. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's a real winner there.
He was stabbed and bound and slashed across the throat and left in a burning home.
After they stabbed him in the chest, the chest, the back, and the arms multiple times, slashed his neck, and then tried to cut off his pinky finger, and then set the house on fire. You really want a motherfucker to die when you do all that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But this guy doesn't trigger her at all.
No, and he's into burglary and, Grand Theft Auto and whatnot, and so is she. So that's a cute match.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, he's been through some shit.
Yes.
Think about how triggered he might be if they're like sitting in front of a romantic fire. He might be like, "Oh, I'm triggered." Remember that time somebody tried to burn me up in my house?
That is so funny.
Good Lord. So he's bad news. All right. So.
Oh, yeah.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe believes you deserve a getaway every day, not just once a year. Summer mocktail smoothies are here for a limited time at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Mocktail hour on the pool deck is just a sip away. Nothing says summer quite like a tropical mocktail smoothie. They have fan favorites like Island Punch, Mango Berry Cosmo, and a Watermelon Mojito smoothies. Yum! The Mango Berry Cosmo, of course, is my favorite. It has mango, strawberries, cranberry, and lime. And these are around for just a limited time. So grab a bunch and head over to the pool deck. Join Tropical Smoothie Cafe for a pineapple mango watermelon soiree all summer long. You're going to grab these 3 special mocktails at your local Tropical Smoothie Cafe and then meet your friends poolside. Tropical Smoothie Cafe, you're on Tropic Time now. And then Ismail says, the two of us, we're setting up a life for ourselves. We had to get married because she's on parole and we couldn't be together, unless we're married because he's also on parole. And she says to him, Andrew was nice to me, but it wasn't about love. It was just about gifts. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, but good, that was good. We got that apartment for a while. And then talking head, she says, I think Andrew still wants to be with the person he met in prison, but real life and prison life are 2 different lives.
Okay.
Now, Andrew says, back at Andrew's apartment house in Jersey, he says, I'm thinking about getting some of these words that she wrote me on this card tattooed on me. The card says, we're a team. Whatever you lack, I got you. We will balance each other out. Minor setback, guess we'll make it a major comeback. Bad day, well, I promise you a better night. You need support? I'm your backbone. I'll keep you motivated and at the top always. You don't ever have to doubt my loyalty. You got me. I got you. I love you. Candice.
So I'm thinking he has this, because I think he probably got the tattoo. He has this like at the top of his back, or he has it like a tramp stamp area right there.
I think it's on the shoulder blade, like some people put like the Lord's Prayer across the shoulder blade.
Yeah, most definitely. Because there's no way he didn't get that tattoo.
I mean, and I made that so that you could understand it because the grammar and the punctuation wasn't there.
I'll appreciate you doing that too.
You're welcome. And then he looks at some dream catchers and he goes, I'm just looking at this dream catchers and reminded of the dreams that Candice and I share. Andrew, now you lost me.
How about the dream catchers made out of yarn?
I mean, So,
it's hard.
And the talking head, she says, I don't know. As long as I can keep the truck in the apartment, there's no reason to end this long distance fairy tale that they painted together. Doing whatever you want and only worrying about the person in front of you is what freedom is all about. And then we see her vaping and kissing Ismail and calling him sexy daddy.
I mean, so she's basically has married another man, has him living in the apartment that Andrew pays for, driving Andrew's truck, while still wearing the wedding ring, the engagement ring that Andrew gave her, and pretending it's her
from
wedding
this
ring
other guy. Yeah.
From this other guy. Like
now we get
said, trash.
Yeah. We get the closing cards. Ayonna has 4 years left of probation. Jahmal is expected to be released by the end of 2024, and Ayonna hopes he will propose immediately. So do you think that means we're going to get him next year on this program?
I hope so.
I kind of hope so too. I got to see more of that baby.
Yes.
I need more Amira in my life.
She needs an agent. I think we need to send him some information over there because I think she needs to get paid for, what she has brought to the season.
Yeah, she's brought it. So Samantha's release was delayed by another 6 months.
I wonder why.
Rick filed from divorce from Samantha. He is exploring his options with women from high school. And then we see, I don't know if that's Sandy, but we see somebody walk in to like meet him for lunch.
I think he likes girls who look like Sandy and Samantha.
Yeah, that like bleach blonde look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey is awaiting the results of Michael's upcoming parole board meeting. And good news, Joey's mom made a full recovery.
That is amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah. And he should take that as a blessing and a sign. Shantae is unsure if she will meet True at his release, but their story will continue on Love After Lockup. So obviously she's going to meet him at his release.
It's like Matt Sharp didn't even try when he wrote that, when the producers wrote that out.
No, they just thought, they didn't. Just throw it up there. Yeah. We gotta keep filming with them.
Yeah.
Rob and Tennie are enjoying family life. Rob is studying for his commercial driver's license. You don't like that? You don't like him being a truck driver?
Ooh. They are like the biggest cheaters.
But what if he's driving like a UPS truck?
That's fine. Okay. I mean, but there's a list of male occupations who are the biggest cheaters.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's easy to be a cheater when you're on the road, but let's just assume he's going to be like a UPS driver or something. But we never found out if she found out about that tattoo. We never got resolution on that.
We sure didn't. Maybe I should send her a message and ask.
Yes, I would love that. I'd love that. Make sure you do the whole "you're our favorite couple." Make sure you do that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Then we see Candice calling and telling Andrew, I appreciate you and everything, but respectfully, it's over. And he goes, okay. And their card says, Candice finally ended the relationship. Andrew broke the apartment lease and took back the truck, but she still has the ring. I'm glad. I told you that she made him sign a lease for like a year. I knew that it wasn't month to month.
Yeah, you were right. Yep.
But he did take back the truck, so that's good.
Thank God. Whew.
Now, this July will be a new season of Love After Lockup. We see that Shantae and True are going to be on. And then we see that shady tax lady is going to be on. The lady with the tax business.
Now, I wonder, is it with the same guy? My husband?
It has to be your husband or husband.
Guy?
No, it has to be my husband.
I guess we'll see.
That's her husband. That's her husband. Like they're married.
I don't know.
Remember, she's like, when my husband gets out of prison, he's going to run this legit tax business from his prison cell.
I got to sneak on her Instagram page and see what's going on.
Yeah, I can't believe they're coming back on because last we heard, like, she went to jail for not paying something.
Yeah, but then she got out and got evicted again. So this is just what she does.
She and Shantae could start the Evicted Wives Club.
No kidding.
Wow, lots of evictions.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to it. All right, let's do a quick chitty chat about what's happening over on Inmate to Roommate episode 2. And the next week, guys, Inmate to Roommate, which is on A&E, that the episode 3 recap will be right here in this spot on Monday.
All right, let's start off in Seattle with roommates Veda and Annalise and their inmate Mark, who I said it wrong last week. They were friends of Mark's late uncle, and I think his name was Pee-wee, not Pete.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just had to, yeah. So, okay. So, they are there to go pick up Mark, him and his 3 girls, and they all decide to go to a restaurant to eat. And that's where Mark and Annalisa immediately start to bump heads, all right?
Yeah.
When they arrive to the house, hose and all, Mark's first impressions of Annalisa's house are, it stinks, it's stale, It's old. It's not it. It's not where he's trying to be.
Wow.
When he first sees his room, which they provided him with a full-size bed, new bedding, pillows, toiletry, snacks, and an Obama bobblehead, because I guess everyone eats that when they get out of prison.
I guess. Mm-hmm.
He says it's not the player pad that he thought it would be, and he will be using it for storage. I'm like, to store what? You ain't got shit.
Where are you going to store there? Yeah.
I have no idea. And the room's perfectly fine. Yeah. So he decides to stay the night out, and he returns the next day with 2 of the ratchet girls that he left with. And he has the audacity to ask Annalisa, can he and the 2 girls stay overnight at the house? To which they exchange words, and she tells him, you're just halfway in the house, and that he's got her all the way fucked up. And he and the throuple get escorted out. All right. So
and that one girl was like, bitch this, bitch that on the way out. And I was like, you need to watch your mouth, Missy ma'am.
No, notice she was all the way out of the house when she said that. Yeah. So we go to Colorado with roommate Daniel, who's from Texas, and he's getting ready to pick up inmate Devin with Devin's sister. So Devin walks out of prison like he's been drinking go-go juice for like the last 24 hours. I don't know if you know what go-go juice is, but that's from like Toddlers and Tara. It's like Mountain Dew and like, remember those little... It looked like straws, and they had like powdered candy in them.
Pixie sticks. Yeah.
Pixie sticks. They were like, give it to the girls so they'd be all hyped up. So he walks out like he's just been downing those for 24 hours. So he shuffles through bags of game banger clothes, and he changes out of his prison clothes. And in between that time, he drops like 250 F-bombs, and Daniel's just like in shock every time he drops one. So
I'm worried about Daniel's health. Daniel doesn't look very healthy.
Well, he said he wasn't in good health on the first episode. He said all kinds of surgeries. So they go to a restaurant, and it's then that Devin tells Daniel that, you know, his parole officer gave him permission to stay a few more days in Colorado, and that's what he plans to do. So instead of riding back to Texas with Daniel, he's going to drive himself there in 3 days. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So now we meet a new roommate. We go to Vining, Minnesota with Cindy, who's 56. And Vining is where you go and you see the giant statue of a foot. You turn and then you see the girl with no right foot. What an intro. All right.
That was pretty funny. I was like, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So Cindy's diabetic and she had COVID and her right leg had to get cut off. So Cindy's friend Richard introduces her to Jennifer. To me, that's not a real good friend, but I guess we'll hear more about that later. So she and Jennifer have not met yet. They've only talked a few times on the phone. So her friend Angela comes over and she pretty much tells Cindy, you know, Jennifer may have some probation stipulations like no alcohol in the house, to which Cindy responds, then we better drink up. Cindy has only a few rules for when Jennifer gets out, and it's no boys or men for the first 6 months, stay in the night, and a 9 o'clock curfew, to which Angela tells her she may have a curfew from probation anyway. And Cindy's like, because she's got the Minnesota accent. Yeah.
The Minnesota accent is great.
It's strong with her.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
So Jennifer cannot parole to her mom's house where her kids are because they don't get along. And to me, that's a major red flag right there. So we go to Minneapolis with high school teacher David, who has just picked up Aaron. Aaron tells us in his talking head that he and David had worked on several criminal justice and prison reform issues for the last couple of years. And 6 months before his release, David says, hey, I've got a room if you want it for whenever you get out. At this point, Aaron has nothing on the brain except for bacon and pockets. He's really interested in good pockets. So for some odd reason, David thought it would be a great idea for the day that Aaron gets released from prison, that the two of them would go to a protest his first day out. And Aaron basically tells him like, no, I'm not with that shit. When Aaron gets to David's house, he describes it as revolutionary headquarters. And it pretty much is. And that was all that we saw.
The Aaron and David thing is so interesting because David is really like very into this prison reform stuff.
Yeah.
More so than the guy that just got out of prison.
Yeah.
And the two of these guys, it's like, it's interesting, right? It's like, were they friends? I don't know. It just seems.
No.
I mean, Aaron's like, okay. Do we know what Aaron was in prison for? I can't remember. Did it say?
Yeah, but I have them on the notes from last week. I didn't put them on
Yeah. I can't remember what he's
I
in
can't remember
for.
what they were. Yeah. But yeah, so it almost looks as though David says, "Let me get this small prison child, adopt him, and raise him up in the revolution, and we're going to be fighters and protesting every single weekend." Where Aaron is like, "Yeah, I'm about that life, but I want to rebuild my life as well."
Yeah.
It looks like David's never had a girlfriend. He has like friends that are like 20 years older than what he is. Just like he doesn't have a life other than this stuff. I mean, look at his apartment.
I know, bless him. And he had those file folders, and he's just like, here's this file, here's this file. And I'm like, these are all prisoners that you're researching? What are you doing? Why does he go become a lawyer and like try to like pro bono help people, you know?
It was the simple fact that he thought that Aaron was going to want to go to a protest his first day out of prison.
Yeah, he's like, I'd like to maybe take a shower. I'd like to see where I'm going to be
relax.
Living. Yeah, Aaron seems like a very level-headed, nice guy. And I think in this situation, as happens on these shows, that you think that the prisoner will be the crazy person, but it seems like maybe David's going to be the weirdo.
He's already the weirdo.
Yeah.
Did you see his pants? He's a weirdo.
Didn't see his pants.
Yeah. And that laugh. He's
the laugh is really something.
He's just an odd duck.
Bless him.
That's it.
Bless his heart. Well, also that Jennifer's going to get out of prison, and she doesn't know she's going to be an indentured servant. She doesn't know she's there to
Cinderella. I was like, oh my God, why can you not just get like a home health aide to come in and help you with your house?
She's and like, that house, I need some help. Yeah.
That house is beyond help. That house is like an episode of Hoarders. I mean, there's a lot going on in there.
And what is happening with the first family's house? Is it Annalisa, the one with the guy with the threesome? Yes, what's up with their house? Is obviously they're in the midst of doing lots and lots of projects, but it's not addressed.
But it looks like they've been in the middle of those projects for like years.
Maybe, because it's like everything is like taped off. Like, oh, tomorrow we're going to paint this railing, but maybe it's never gotten done.
And what is with the Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation key earrings?
I noticed those earrings too. I was like, maybe that's like because I'm going to lock them up. I'm going to take them out of prison. I did love the daughter was like, you got to don't disrespect my mother. Now, come on now. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not, I don't think she plays about her mom. And when Annalisa said that I am the dictator of this house, I'm like, I like that. But when she said, you got me all the way fucked up, that even shocked Mark when she said that.
That was hilarious. And the two girls that were sitting there on the couch, the one girl, the one that got mouthy on the way out. Yeah. And the other girl was that skinny white girl. And she looked like she was like, 17. That white girl looked real young.
I just don't. He's
what's going on
here? He's very immature. Extremely immature.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, like when they got to the house, he goes, I don't even have an own key to my own house. Bitch, that's not your house.
You don't even know these people.
You don't even know these people. I'm sure he doesn't even know their last name.
No, nor do we. You guys, so next week, Inmate to Roommate, that show, I believe, comes on Thursdays on A&E, I think is when it comes on, and we'll be covering it here on Mondays until Love After Lockup comes back, and then we'll be doing double duty again. Tomorrow, I'll be back with Kimberly for 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. She will be back after winning Creator of the Year Award at CrimeCon.
Oh, congratulations.
I know. I'm so proud of them. They're so good. And then, guys, on Thursday will be a crossover episode. It's going to be a MILF Manor Bravo crossover because, guys, one of the guys from MILF Manor was on Below Deck Med this week. And people, I mean, when I tell you, you know how people just like send you like the same DM? I got like 20 or 30 DMs like, did you see Jacob from MILF Manor was on Below Deck Med this week? And I was like, well, I don't watch Below Deck Med, but now I will. So Deanna and I recapped that episode, and we're going to do a quick recap of the second episode just to kind of tie it up because they usually have these charter guests on for 2 episodes. We'll tie it up, and that will be on Thursday, us talking about Jacob from MILF Manor on Below Deck Med. And then, of course, over on Pink Shade Prime, we have MILF Manor, 90 Day UK, and 90 Day Love in Paradise. So
nice.
I did it. I said it all. I wrapped it all up. And I've got my son's high school graduation this week. And I'll be glad when all this, like these parties and this hoopla and everything is, I'll be glad when it's settled down. He's out every single night. Every single night.
Are y'all having a big graduation party?
We are having a big party here for him and his buddy. We're doing a dual party here. And think of 100 people have RSVP'd, yes.
Oh, nice. I love a party like that.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, I'll be glad when Wednesday's over. I take a little breather. All right, everybody, make sure you follow Keisha over on the Libra Lounge with Keisha. She's over there breaking down pop culture events on her podcast. And thank you to everybody who followed me. Now go over and follow Keisha because I did hit 10,000 on Instagram, so you don't have to hear me begging for that. You don't have to hear me begging for that anymore, everybody. Okay?
Thank God.
That long nightmare is over. That long nightmare. It's until I get canceled, and then people always wonder what these things are we talk about on here that makes the.
There you go.
So here I'll show you. So if you're watching on the YouTube, you can see the things that happen when you. It's like if you do this, sometimes it'll do fireworks and that, but maybe not. Oh well,
put your hand down and do it back up. Maybe
the heart one is the one that always works. That's the best one. That's the best one. Yeah,
that's the balloons and the fireworks then do it.
Yeah, I don't know. The balloons sometimes they'll do like this, and then sometimes if you do like this, it'll do like rain. I have no idea. Literally, sometimes we'll be watching and we're like, how did that happen? We don't know.
And now that you're trying to do it.
And now that I'm trying to do it, it won't. Okay, this was fascinating content. Okay, yes. Everybody, follow Keisha and follow me, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.